Hi, welcome back to Santi Eats. I'm Talia and this is
Santi Uncle.
Yes, and what are we making?
Candy apples.
Good job. So this is the last part of our tutorial for making the candy apples. So by now you got your apples, you got your corn syrup, light corn syrup, you got your sugar,
your ice water.
you got your ice water, you got your thermometer, you got your candy apples boiled, put in boiling water so they get that wax off and put in the ice water. You wiped your candy apples off. Like I said, I recommend you let the apples sit for 24 to 48 hours so all that wax can get off, or else you're gonna have pinholes in your apple. Then once you go ahead and let it sit, you're gonna put it back in water and then you're gonna wipe it down. I use paper towels to make sure no lint stays on it. And then you're gonna stick your candy apple stick in it and put it on your parchment paper, just like this. Now parchment paper is the best paper to use because it doesn't stick once you have the candy. If you use wax paper, it's gonna stick to the bottom of the wax. And now we're ready to dip. The recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of the light corn syrup, 1.5 cups of water, and that's it. You put it in a pot and you let it boil until your thermometer reads 305 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it reaches that 305 degrees Fahrenheit, you're gonna wanna let it sit for about a minute just to let all the bubbles get down, or your candy apples, it might actually look striped. So just gonna let it sit.
Make a candy apple.
Here is a normal apple without the wax being taken off. We're gonna dip that so I can show you what it looks like if you have not the wax off. You ready? All right, let me check our mixture. So here's our candy apple mixture. You want to make sure it's very hot. So if you have your child in the vicinity, you want to make sure they're staying clear away from it. Let me move you a little over, okay, Bear?
Oh, no.
All right, so this is our hot pot. As you can see, it still has candy apple wax on the side of the bottle. This right here is our thermometer. Right now it is reading 306 and it's going down, so we're gonna let it go down. This is what your candy apple is gonna look like once it's, all right. So it's like a thick consistency. I make candy apples so much now that I've gotten to the point where I can actually tell when it's ready without looking at the thermometer because it just starts bubbling different. All right, so now we're ready to dip. Sorry guys, it's the beginning of our filming stages, so we're gonna have to get like a better stand. All right, and again, this is very hot, so you wanna keep your child away from it. So Santi won't really be close to the dipping part. So this is our first candy apple that we're gonna dip. So we're gonna place it, angle the camera a little bit better, okay there? Like this, all right. You see mommy?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take the apple, we're gonna place it in there, and we're gonna swirl it, and then we're gonna let it drip off. You just let it drip. See? See how it just drips off? No pinholes, no bubbles.
Hold it.
You want to hold it, you can help mommy decorate it, okay? Apple.
I hold it.
Give me 1 second, okay? It's a little bit hot, so mommy doesn't really want you to hold it. All right, you see the apple? Can you see it, Bear? What color is it? Tell everybody what color the apple is.
Orange.
Orange, good job. All right. Oh, it's just so pretty. You see how smooth it is? No bubbles, no pinholes. Once you clean that wax off, it looks really good. All right, so now I'm gonna dip the apple that has the wax on it, and we're gonna see what it looks like. I'm gonna sit it to the side, and I'm gonna show you how it comes out afterwards.
It's orange.
It's orange, Bear. Good job. All right, so keep dipping them like so. Get back, baby. It's a little high, okay? You don't feel that heat? So Santi's so comfortable in the kitchen. I gotta be real careful with things that's hot because he's just so used to it. It really doesn't bother him. Santi, everybody can see you. What are you doing?
I just been with my power.
Yeah. Is the candy apples orange?
Orange.
Orange.
Well, I can see my. I see my mouth.
Ew, everybody don't want to see your mouth, Bear.
Aha!
You don't want to show them the apples?
What apple?
We're almost done, okay?
Almost done?
We're almost done. And then what do you have to do?
Ah.
All right, sit back. Sit back. All right, this is the last one. So if you take too much time, like our candy apple got a little bit of holes, so it gets a little bit thick, you can just put it back on there until it gets hot enough again. Uh-oh, sorry y'all. This is not a Snapchat filter, Bear. No ears are gonna pop up or nothing, okay? Alright, so let's show them what we did. Good job, Santi. You look good?
Yeah, it's orange.
Orange, and it's nice and smooth.
Yeah.
If you follow the directions to clean the wax off, you'll get that every time. If not, they're gonna look like this. I know you can start seeing the pinholes, and eventually this candy is gonna come off this apple. It usually looks worse than this, so sometimes they get really, really, really huge. And you see also why we use this parchment paper, because look, it doesn't stick. Now you don't want to leave your candy apples sitting out too long, so you want to go ahead and bag them. You can get the big plastic bags and bag them up. You can get the little clear boxes and bag them up as well. You don't want to expose them to air too long, because eventually they'll start getting sticky. Any leftover candy apple like this, it's gonna get thick. So what you want to do is put some water in it. You can boil it and it'll eventually boil out. You can just dump it out. I do always recommend using a non-stick pot because it's a little bit easier. And that's gonna be it. All right, thanks for joining us for our first tutorial. It was a rough ride with this video editing, but we'll definitely try to get it smoothed out as much as possible. Our next tutorial, we're not sure what we're gonna do yet, but it'll probably be around chocolate covered strawberries. So now all we have to do is bag our apples up. We have these bags that you can get from Amazon. They're the best size bags, and put your ribbon on it, and then you'll be done, right? I can't wait till he's old enough to start tying some bows for me. But as of right now, I gotta do all the hard work. You just have to keep me company, is that right?
Yeah.
So you see, got your candy apples all nice and smooth. Super excited about them. This is something fun to do with your kids. You can decorate them with sprinkles. You can do whatever you want with them. Add candy. You guys could eat them up if you want. Just make sure, like I said, the candy is hot, so you want to make sure you keep them away from it. So Auntie's kind of used to being in the kitchen with me, so he knows what to touch and what not to touch. But until your child knows that, make sure you keep them away from that. So okay? All right. Say thank you. Auntie. You done? You over it for the day? We're done filming? You done? You're done? You're over it? Say yes. You want to go play? Stop. All right. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. See you next time.